Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast, YouTube edition. This is the best comic book villains, top 3. Is that what it is?
The list.
It's the list, Ken. The list.
And we'll end up with the top 3.
Yes. Sorry.
Out of 12.
Yes.
No. Yes.
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 Hey, we don't know what we're doing. All right, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, invite. Check us out on kevpodcast.com. Check us out on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Crashbox.
Twitch.
Whatever you want.
We're not on Twitch.
You should be on Twitch.
You should be on Twitch.
Twitch.
Touch. You guys stop drinking.
The Bud Light line's killing me. So, Brock is in charge of this show.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so we're going to hand it over to him and not interrupt him and be a dickhead.
All
right, so we actually came up with this a few weeks ago. This is the first time I think we've all been here.
I want to say it's been probably over a month.
Yeah, then life happened, and movies, and holidays, and vacations.
And we were tasked with coming up with our top 3 favorite comic book villains.
Yep.
Not movie villains, not TV villains, just strictly comic book villains.
That's right.
So what we're going to do is
was this tough for you?
No, he did all right. He was the first one to give them to me.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to go around the table, each give our go through our list of 3.
Okay.
After we've each done our list of 3, then we go back around the table and each of us are allowed to eliminate one from the list, bringing our list down to 8. And then we'll decide from that list of 8 on a secret ballot to determine the top 3 at the end.
Okay.
So I guess I'll start first.
Are you giving all 3 yours?
Just one at a time, and we'll talk about it. We'll go around the table. We'll just go clockwise around the table.
All right.
For my first pick, I chose Deathstroke the Terminator.
Okay.
Most specifically, the one from Identity Crisis, that version of him.
Well, that was a good one from Identity Crisis.
I thought he was great. He basically took down the entire Justice League by himself by just exploiting their weaknesses. And when he's written well and intelligent, he's a really fun character, and he's kind of a villain you root for. He's not like a world-changing villain or anything like that. He's more of a street-level kind of guy, but
he's cool. I like Deathstroke.
He definitely is on my list.
I was a little annoyed in that sometimes of how easily he took down Flash, though, in that.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, oh, Flash, I'll shoot him in the knee. And I'm like, you would never see Flash coming.
Right.
You don't have superhuman eyes. You would be able to even see that happening. But it was cool how he took down everyone else.
Hey, Lord.
I like that Dr. Light hired him.
Yeah.
Because he knew the League was coming for him, so he hired Deathstroke to screw them all up.
That was my favorite interpretation of him.
Mm-hmm. Good. Ken?
So my pick is Nemesis from the Mark Millar, Steve McNiven Nemesis storyline. Not very well known, but this guy has got some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in a comic book. He finds his nemesis, or his arch enemy is a FBI police chief called Blake Morrow. He ends up, Nemesis in the comic book series ends up killing like 20,000 people in the Pentagon using poison gas. He takes Morrow's daughter and impregnates her with her brother's semen.
Jesus Christ.
It's like if Batman was...
That's what it is. If Batman was bad, is who Nemesis is.
So, we talked on the podcast about if Superman was bad, you'd get the boys. This is like if Batman at his craziest was evil, you get Nemesis. It's just
he's like even worse than Owlman.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He kills like 90, and he kills everybody. Everyone dies, and at the end, I'm trying to think. It's definitely worth the read because it's only like 4 issues.
Yeah, it's very short.
It's super short. It's worth the graphic novel. And they talk about making it into a movie, but it's just the killing spree this guy goes on wearing an all-white costume.
Yeah. So it gets blood covered.
Yeah, he's covered in blood. It really stands out. But the fact that he kidnaps his kids, and then I think there's some kind of thing too.
Is there a reason why he does all this?
No, that's the thing. And then you find out that there's a twist at the end where you find out some more motivations that I don't want to ruin it on here.
Uh-huh.
But if you like to see people doing evil shit, check out Nemesis.
You actually got me to buy this graphic novel at the store. It's good.
Yeah.
We're gonna okay. We won't go too far yet. But
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it because it's really good.
All right.
So,
Justin.
I had the Joker. He is probably one of the more iconic villains in comic history.
I guessed that too, just so you know.
I'm sure you did.
I was like, the Joker's going to be on his list.
My comic book knowledge is limited, but I think the thing about the Joker and the other people on my list is he just kind of likes being evil. He doesn't necessarily in most of the storylines.
I don't even know if the Joker considers himself evil.
He just has mental health issues.
Yeah, well, it was in the movie. He just likes to watch shit burn.
He likes to be funny. Well, don't movie, because this is comic.
No, I know.
Because that movie version is completely different than how he is in the comic.
I understand.
Not completely different.
There's been so many renditions of them.
True.
That's why there's 3 Jokers.
Yeah. Which Joker is on your list? Is it just all 3 Jokers?
I did not specify the Joker.
Joker number
All
1,
right.
Joker number 2.
Ready for mine?
Yes.
Mine is Sinestro. I'm a big fan of the Green Lantern Corps, and I always liked Sinestro because I thought he was someone who thought he was better than all of them when he started his own corps. He thinks he's elite. He's tried to take over the universe multiple times. And he's another one who doesn't really think he's a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, the version they're doing him now, he's with the Legion of Doom. But, there's been a lot where he thinks that, like, the Lantern Corps are the assholes and the villains and the bad guys.
because they're not doing enough to save the universe.
Yeah, like, he'll do whatever it takes to save
He
people and
wants
to
to
save
roll
the
with
universe.
fear.
Yeah, much like I'm sure we'll get into some other people.
Likes to inspire fear in people. He's always been one of my favorites.
So back to Brock.
All right. My number 2 is Magneto, specifically the ultimate version of Magneto.
Oh, the ultimate version of Magneto is great.
That's some crazy shit.
So this is why
We're putting him down as ultimate Magneto.
yes. He used his magnetic powers to slightly adjust the Earth's axis and basically flooded New York City and killed everybody.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane. And he lifted Thor's hammer
He did.
with his magnetic powers.
Mm-hmm.
He went on a violent killing.
Yeah, he had he went out like a chump though, but
Who killed him? Wolverine?
wasn't it the Thing? No, the Thing killed Doctor Doom.
I think Wolverine killed.
Yeah, he
Ultimate
did.
Magneto.
But
No, he's got metal shit all through him.
I forget the end of Ultimatum. He somehow gets him. He gets messed up, but remember when he flooded New York and then Blob ate the Wasp?
yes,
Oh yeah.
And it was just like all the Brotherhood was attacking. He was just eating the Wasp, and then Giant Man found him and picked him up and bit his head off and threw him into the ocean.
yep.
That's how crazy Ultimatum was.
That was Mark Millar too, wasn't
I
it?
think so.
Yeah, it was.
He like sees him eating Janet and flips out. You can't really move the Blob, so he just picked him up, bit his head off, and threw him in the ocean.
Okay.
This was Ultimatum. If you ever want to read some messed up shit, read Ultimatum.
With Marvel characters.
Ultimately got weird. Every time I think about the Ultimate Universe, I think about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver being like in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That
odd.
was weird.
Yeah.
That was Mark Millar too, I think.
Yeah, everything that's weird is Mark Millar.
Garth Ennis.
Right, who's your second one?
So this is kind of a homer pick, but I picked Gideon Graves from Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, that's a her pick.
So here's why I think he's a great supervillain. And I know that like my shit's also not going to get voted for, but you know what? I don't give a crap. I like him, and then I think he should be represented. That's all 12.
Angry about it.
We haven't even taken him off the list yet.
I know that he's going to go the first time, but as a villain goes, he doesn't think that he's being like virtuistic or anything. He's an asshole who's manipulative to all his girlfriends. In the comic book, he physically has a manifestation inside Ramona Flower's head that Scott has to jump through her handbag to get into his brain and fight him in his brain to kick him out so that they can be fought in love, or so they can fight and they can be in love. Like, he's just so, manipulative that I think that he makes for a good villain.
See,
He also-
I've only ever seen him in the movie version of him. Which
And they do a chip that he puts there. It's the comic book's very grandiose, which they couldn't do in a movie. Just it wouldn't have the same appeal.
Yeah. So it's hard to say whether.
But he also like.
Is that like what was the guy who played him in the movie?
Schwartzman.
Yeah, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
I really didn't care for it. But,
Well, and like in the comic book, he signs like he owns like all these nightclubs and has them like he owns all these nightclubs. He also has a record label. He bangs Scott's ex-girlfriend and has a relationship with her. He then hires all of Ramona's ex-boyfriends to be in the league. He then buys out the rest of Scott's band, and they sign this big contract with him. So he's basically out to ruin Scott and Ramona's life through the entire comic book series.
Okay. All right.
And then tries to like manipulate Ramona back and ruin Scott's life.
Ramona Flowers. Yeah, every list we do, Scott Pilgrim shows up on it in some way, shape, or form.
I haven't tattooed my body. Like I think it's one of my.
All right, you go. Who's your number 2?
Purple Man.
Purple Man. Now again, is this from the comic?
It has to be.
It's yes, but my introduction to him was through
Did you read him in
the
the
Netflix
comic?
show. I did.
The
And-
Netflix version is very similar to the comic version.
And I read the comic version. That power to me is terrifying. And like his ability to just get in your head and make you do whatever he wants you to do, like that's just scary. So that's why I'm on
I
there.
mean, telepathic people can copy it. Never thought his power was all that original. You know,
It's just somebody using it for pure evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or his own personal gain, I guess.
Xavier could be that.
Yeah, he could, but he's not bad.
Psychotic.
Emma.
Yeah, Purple Man doesn't have any kind of values or remorse. Like he just.
He just uses his powers to get ahead.
Yep.
All right. My next one is Apocalypse. I know I get probably made fun of for liking Apocalypse.
He's on every list.
He's on every list.
He's on
But
every-
he's one of my favorite X-Men villains of all time, just because, again,
Can you explain what his power is briefly?
Apocalypse's main power is size manipulation and shape-shifting. That's
I
his
think
main.
you would.
That's his main power, and energy manipulation and things of that nature. But it's the alien tech that he studied and inherited, and his knowledge that he uses those different abilities. But he is practically immortal. I just love the story behind him. I love the Horsemen. I love when Apocalypse is in X-Men books. I don't like him when they're trying to make him a good guy in new books, because that's dumb.
Yeah, he shouldn't be a good guy.
But, you know, when they build towards him properly, like one of the old classic stories, like when they gathered the 12 mutants for that. I don't know if you remember the 12 storyline.
yeah.
That was really good when Cyclops dies and all that shit that happens in that.
I liked the whole Age of Apocalypse line that they did whenever he took out Xavier.
Age of Apocalypse was great. That was a great story arc. But that Apocalypse is no more different than the regular. It was just Apocalypse that won.
Yeah.
But he was cool. Brock, your last one.
I need to reiterate that this is comic book version. Early comic book version. This character's been kind of ruined in movies.
Okay.
I chose Bane.
It's gotta be Bane.
It's gotta be Bane. Because whenever he first debuted, it was like he was Batman's intellectual equal, but he was superior to him physically because of the drugs he took, the venom.
Yeah, Nightfall is a great story.
That whole thing was great, where he broke the bat and all that.
And the fact that he purposely broke people out of Arkham and let them wear Batman down because he knew that he would not stop till all those people were captured. He didn't sleep, didn't eat, barely did anything until he was at his weakest, and then figured it out. Why no one else was able to figure out? He knew that he needed money. Remember how he narrowed it down?
Yeah.
He had to be rich. He had to be for this thing. Went in right through the front door. It just breaks him.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like, which they kind of retconned later, they were trying to imply that he was like an illegitimate son of Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they changed that. They never officially said it in that Venom story.
Well, I mean, if you like Bane, the story that Tom King was doing now in Batman, now they're doing the City of Bane. It's been really good because he's been the man behind all Bruce's problems for the past 2 years of Rebirth. He was the one that screwed up, talked Catwoman out of getting married to him. He planted that girl that was her friend that talked Selena out of it and didn't show up to hurt him. He's been slowly breaking him down. He had Nightwing shot. He had all that stuff. He's been like, again, it's almost like Nightfall again. He's been breaking him down, and Bruce has been losing his mind over it. Like, I know it's him. They're like, he's in Arkham and completely. He has his dad working for him from Flashpoint Batman.
Okay.
He's there, and Bane convinced him to help him screw his son over because he's lost, and it's just more Bane head games. Bane's great.
That's what's great about Bane is the intelligent stuff, not the smash stuff, because he's just another Hulk basically.
Batman.
Like how they make him in like some of the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Just cut the tube and then he's okay.
Yeah.
Why that tube sticking out? It's an obvious thing for a Batarang to cut.
Right.
Like figure out how to hide that shit a little bit better moving forward. All right, Ken, who do you got?
All right, my last entry is Thrag from Invincible, the leader of the Vulturemites. Oh, someone's a little salty that I got to pick him.
Well, I'll explain when I get to my pick, but go ahead. I love Thrag. He's great.
Yeah, Thrag's awesome. Leader of the Vulturemites. He's trying to instill. He's a guy that's very much like, I'm doing it for the right reasons, to make sure that our race continues on. He feels that humans are inferior. They're like, bugs beneath them because they're so superior. Whenever he kills Battle Beast and wears his like hide for an armor was great.
Another favorite scene of mine is when the T-Rex guy.
He's
there like yelling at Invincible, and he sneaks up behind him, and you just see a big picture of the T-Rex mouth, ready to close on him like he's gonna kill him, and then next scene it's just broken teeth and a broken mouth, and he just turns like what the hell do you want? And then he almost kills him, beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
His presence in that comic book was so good because people were generally really afraid of him.
Yeah.
Like they were like, "Oh shit!" Like I don't want him.
He only the first time Invincible meets him, he only lands like 2 punches on him.
He's great.
And he just beats the crap out of him.
He was so great in that when they got to that one arc, which I haven't read Invincible, it's done now,
It's
right?
done. I'd like to go back at some
point. When they got
time.
to that one arc where what's Invincible's real name?
Mark.
When he had to like face that one whole alien race or wherever they were, and he was outnumbered, and then they do a scene where he's like, "Well, I didn't come alone," and then the next scene he had Thrag with him because they both agreed.
Yeah,
you were like reading that, you're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like these guys are dead.
Yeah,
like, you have no idea how dead you are. It's just one guy because he's that crazy.
And that book's so good because it's so bright, and I'm sure we talked about it on podcasts in the past. It's so bright and vivid, and then like it's so gory.
So gory when they're just ripping out a spleen.
Yeah, there's innards and whenever he's like gutting Battle Beast to like,
and it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
Because it's just like your typical teen angst comic story.
When you read, compared to like the first graphic novel where it's like, oh, my dad's Superman, sort of like a knockoff Superman, Omni-Man, and it's like, oh, I think he's evil, and then it's like
kills all those Avengers.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, it's so crazy. Like what? And it's not like, it's not an over the top like The Boys and the other take that we've seen of it. It's just like, it's still a good comic book, but it's not overly like sexualized.
Well, they don't do the over sexualized stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Invincible did get raped by a girl.
Yeah, but she was a lot stronger than him, and they need to procreate the Vulturemite species. So.
But Thrag's just to the point.
Yeah.
I'm going to go next because when we picked these and I gave him, Thrag is my favorite villain.
I know.
So
as a dick move, I totally
as a dick move, you stole him. So
because I knew that one of my picks would get further away.
So when I gave my picks to Brock, I was like,
true villain.
I was like, Apocalypse, Sinister, and Thrag, and he's like, Ken took Thrag. I was like, that mother effer. I was like, he did that on purpose because he knows how much I love Thrag. I talked about Thrag before. I'm like, because we did like a top 5 of something before, and I threw him in there, and you were like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. I'm like, that son of a bitch. He doesn't like him like I like him. So I was stuck with not having my last pick. So I had to go with someone similar.
To defend myself, I didn't want to go the route of Marvel and DC. I picked all like independent stuff because I figured all the main guys we picked by.
Well, that's how I did. I picked a DC, I picked a Marvel, and then I was going to go with Thrag, my boy. But instead, I just had to pick someone similar I still like, and I went with Ultraman.
Okay.
Because I really, I like we said before, I love the, and I kind of thought someone else would pick Hyperion, Hyperion, so that's why I didn't go with them, because I was trying to be original after I found out you took Thrag.
Yeah.
And I love Ultraman and the later Rebirth run, or not Rebirth, the New 52 run. They did the Villains United,
Okay, yeah, that
where
was good.
where they finally debuted.
And he snorts kryptonite to get power. Is
Yeah,
that,
he was like crazy. He was like doing kryptonite to get power, and he messes up a lot of people in that, and he was really, really cool. I like Ultraman, and in the comics, he's always been cool. It's the Superman person that I can be whatever I want because I'm a dick, and it's so satisfying
and
to watch.
it writes itself very easily.
It does. And again, the thing that's so cool about it is, like, Thrag, the fear they all had of Ultraman.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, Power Princess and the rest of them were like, well, when am I going to... Like, her and Owlman were together.
Yeah.
And Owlman's like, do you realize what will happen to me if he even gets a wind of this?
Yeah.
And he's just...
Was she pregnant in that storyline?
Yeah, she was pregnant. And, I mean, that story was crazy.
Yeah.
They had the backward Shazam guy, and that was really a Luther, and that story went crazy. It was the Alfred was from that universe.
Oh, yeah. He was like a weird Joker.
He was like a guy. He was like carried a cane. He was the one that unlocked Pandora's box to bring them over and stuff. But it was crazy. Ultraman's awesome. So is Thrag. Go ahead, Justin.
My last one, and I'll be honest, we picked these a month ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I remember why I picked him at the time. He's a cool villain, but I've never read any of his comics. That's why I don't know. I think these rules were made up right before we showed up. But anyway, my third one was Red Skull.
Okay.
And I think the way I went through these, and I think
he's
the
a
reason
Nazi. He's easy to be.
The reason I picked these is I think I was picking villains who just they don't necessarily have an agenda other than they're just.
I like that he said we
evil.
just made these rules up right now.
I swear to God, I don't remember I remember you calling it comic book villain, but not saying that it had to be only from the comics.
Oh, it's amazing that we actually said it was a comic book villain.
Then you could use guys that work at the local store.
I'm surprised there's no Doctor Doom on this list and some other ones, but
dude, I thought for sure you would say Doctor Doom.
you love
Doctor Doom.
I do love Doctor Doom, but you know what? I don't see him in my eyes as a villain.
He's really not.
Doctor Doom should be on there over Gideon Graves.
No.
Doctor Doom's just misunderstood.
He's trying to do the
villain.
best of, and Red Skull is just trying to
Red Skull's a Nazi.
Yeah,
Let's not say he's okay.
No. I'm not trying to say he's this guy. What I was going to say is he's just evil. He is just trying to further the Nazi movement.
We can talk about people that are missing afterwards.
Okay, but I'm trying to sell Red Skull for Justin.
Okay, Red Skull's fine. I'm fine with Red Skull. He's a major villain.
He's done a lot of terrible things.
Yeah.
I mean, he took
His
Professor
daughter-
X's brain out of his head and put it into his so that he could have
And that's some effed up comic
powers and became like
a red
onslaught and everything. I mean, he went way over the line, like cutting up
He
dead
keeps
bodies.
cloning
and
himself so he doesn't age.
Yeah, his daughter. He drove his daughter nuts to cut her own face.
cut
off.
her own face off. I mean, yeah, Red Skull's crazy. He's done a lot of crazy shit.
So
there you go. All
Hey,
right,
Red Skull.
what do we do next now? Do we need to pause it so we can?
pause for the cause.
Yeah, I'll send everybody the full list of 12. And then
I was saving him here if
okay.
anybody needs to look at it. What do we do next?
we each eliminate one.
We each eliminate one.
Yeah.
All right, so I can share this if you need to see it. Do you need to see it?
Sure.
Okay. So we can take turns. We'll go through and do elimination. Don't touch the screen because it's touch screen. You'll mess up.
Put your dick on the screen.
So
I'm going to eliminate Thrag.
All right, Black goes
so
first.
yeah, I guess
No,
you're first.
I'll go last.
Okay.
All right,
Since
Justin,
I went first.
you want to go first?
We can record this part.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're recording.
I don't want to go first because it's always retaliatory after the person who goes first.
It is.
Justin, why don't you go first?
I'm going to go first. So the only reason I'm picking this, I'm going to go Ultraman. The only reason he's the only person on this list, I've never heard of that.
That's a dumb reason to get rid of him. Then
Well, that's his right.
I know because you don't read comics.
No.
You just don't know.
Every single other villain, I at least know who they
Yeah,
are.
they made an impact on it.
Yeah, and he's watched things and had stuff.
All right, we'll get rid of Ultraman.
All right, who's next?
He was your B pick anyway. Shut up.
All right.
Yeah, shut up.
All right, Don, good.
I guess I got to be the guy to do it, but I'm getting rid of Gideon Graves.
It's fine.
Oh, no, I don't know who to...
Ken, you're next. One of mine is going. Go ahead.
No, I think that Red Skull needs to go.
Over Purple Man?
I think Purple Man's more malicious. It's like
He's
visceral.
a Nazi.
Oh, God, he's up there.
I tried to take over the world multiple times
Purple Man just uses his powers to get some.
to get girls.
I'm not going to go back on it. I know that I'm wrong, but I'm going back. I can't go back on it.
Red Skull's gone. Brock. All 3 years are in. One of us.
Ultimate Magneto's tough. Bane's tough.
I am going to eliminate Sinestro because I don't think he's a villain.
All right, so I end up with one person in the final round. All right, so do we need to pause now for you to do something?
We all need to do something.
What do we do?
We're going to rank these.
and
We could just...
Well, it gets a little long, so I'm just
Yeah.
going to make it short. The video shorter. So we're going to pause while we vote. Okay, while we do our thing.
So just... All right, we're back after some quick math.
math.
It was a lot longer for us than it was for you. We're going to
Be thankful
reveal
we paused it.
the top 8.
All right.
All right, coming in at number 8,
Yeah.
Purple Man.
Okay.
Number 7, Bane.
Wow, that
Yeah.
low.
Number 6, Deathstroke.
Okay.
Number 5, Apocalypse.
It's a shame. I didn't get one even in the top.
Number 4, Joker.
Too high.
And then our top 3,
All right.
this is our official list now, the top
Okay.
3
There they are.
comic book villains. Coming in at number 3, it had to go to the second tiebreaker, was Nemesis.
Ooh.
I put him last, I think. Or near
Really?
the end of last, yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
And then number 2, Thrag.
Yeah.
And then in a landslide, Ultimate Magneto is number 1.
At Ultimate Magneto, I think 3 or 4.
So none from like mainline.
Did you pick Ultimate Magneto? Did you pick him too? You didn't pick your own guy?
No, it's not. I'm not trying to win office here. I just thought.
But then you think your own guy was better? I'm surprised you didn't go for Thrag.
that messes up the integrity of this situation.
You messed up the integrity when you stole my guy to begin with, you bastard.
He was still represented in the thing.
He did vote for him for number 1.
Yeah.
I did. I voted for him.
You did.
For Thrag?
Ken killed it for Thrag.
Did I?
Why? Because where'd he
He
put
put
him
him at. He gave him 3 points out of the total.
You had him all the way down at 3? He was your guy. You didn't even have him in the top? Who was Ken's guys? Just read all those off real quick. What were his numbers?
All right, hold on. It'll be easier.
I'll read it off. That's
Yeah,
fine.
go for it.
So I had Ultimate Magneto, Nemesis, Joker, Deathstroke, Apocalypse, Thrag, Bane, Purple Man.
Everybody
why
but
you
me put
shouldn't have-
Purple Man last.
That's why you shouldn't have had him as one of your guys, because you put him down at 3 points. He should be at least up at the
Where
top.
did you have him at?
Thrag?
Yeah.
Justin had Thrag in the middle. He had him at 4.
He's only one spot above me. Would you want
He wasn't your guy. This is your guy. And he
Doesn't matter.
My guys, I think I had.
You had Apocalypse.
No,
Yeah.
my order I did. I had Thrag, Apocalypse, Magneto, Bane, Joker, Deathstroke, Nemesis, Purple Man.
You were the only one to not pick Magneto as the top.
Right?
So F you don't know what's going on.
I know what's going on.
Even Justin knows.
Ultimate Magneto to me was only good in Ultimatum, and it was like a 4-issue run where I enjoyed Thrag for multiple issues. So there you go.
It's true.
All right, well, let us know who you think is the best
I'm
comic
sure
book
it's not
villain.
anybody on our list.
Yeah.
Is it Ultimate Magneto?
It's Deadpool.
It's
Harley
Deadpool,
Quinn.
Harley Quinn, Venom, and Punisher.
Maybe it's Grizzly Man or
Alpaca Man.
Kite Man.
Kite Man is a good villain. I'm
Conduit
surprised
King.
he didn't make the list.
Kite Man. Or maybe
So-
it's
I don't know who that is. He wouldn't have made this.
still if Justin doesn't know who he is, he gets cut. On your list, God forbid, Mr. Comic Book over here didn't read it. Cuts him right out.
Well, someone's little butt hurt.
In Justin's defense, we already had a couple Superman knockoffs on the list.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, there you go. Let us know. Like, subscribe, and all that shit.
there it
All
is.
right. Have a great evening, everybody.
Later.
Good night.